Live here to Washington, D.C. now. Joining me is former White House Deputy Press Secretary to Donald Trump, Hogan Gidley. Sorry, it's been a long week, Hogan. Great to see you. A long week for everyone in the Capitol as well, as this big, beautiful bill was passed. Trump has put this omnibus bill through. It was never a fait accompli, but this is a massive win for him. He might say, given his focus on domestic politics rather than foreign policy, that this is his biggest win so far.
I think he's had so many since becoming president of the United States, not the least of which is securing the border, but included in this bill are provisions, dollars, to make sure the border stays secure, for example. But the American people demanded this. They sure deserved it after 4 years of failure. And quite frankly, all the senators, all the House members, all the people at the White House, they were given their roles because they ran on and won on the very things that are inside of this bill. And so when you're looking for a big, beautiful bill, what you want are the core principles of the Make America Great Again movement, the America First policy agenda, and this is exactly what it is and what it does. And when you have a bill that works to keep your taxes low and prevent a massive tax increase, to keep the border secure with funding, national defense, of course, is a big one too, energy exploration, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime. It is a bill that has something for everybody, and I think if it gets across the finish line tomorrow or the next day from the House, the president is going to be well within his rights to pat himself on the back for a job
What
well
does this
done.
America First policy mean for allies like Australia?
Well, again, having worked for Donald Trump the first time around in the first administration, it's always America first, but it's never America alone. In meetings with foreign leaders, and I was in a bunch of them, including one of your old prime ministers, Morrison, it was interesting to watch other leaders for the first time go, wait a minute, it's not good for America and we still don't get to do it. He's like, no, we want you to succeed just like everybody in the room wants something good for their citizens, but we demand that I have to think about America first. I want you to understand that that's going to be part of this negotiating process as well. So I think it's a fascinating thing when Trump goes to NATO, for example, last week and gets 5% of GDP. Of course. And
he's got a new name, Daddy.
That's exactly right. Well, it's old for a lot of us, but new for the global stage.
You've been calling him Daddy for years,
people call him Daddy T all the time.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Daddy T?
All the time. The campaign
Daddy
was
T.
right with these Daddy T t-shirts.
Not
You saw them all the time.
Mr. T?
No, that's somebody else. Somebody else has that. And they wear a lot more jewelry than him, too. But, it's just fascinating because he does want policies that prop up the American people first. Yeah. But he loves doing business deals and trade deals with foreign leaders. He did it the first term. He's doing it now.
Okay, Hogan, can you give us some insights into what's changed between Trump 1.0 and 2.0? We had a different Prime Minister during 1.0. Now we have to what we've got now. We've been hit with tariffs, even though we run a trade deficit with the United States. We've been to war, every single war with you for the last 100 years. We've got this AUKUS pact that's now under review. We've been asked to increase our defence spending, which we've politely declined to do. What is it? Because we feel like we're a little bit out during this second term of Trump.
Listen, I don't work for Donald Trump now, so I definitely don't know everything that's going on in the White House. I do know the first term we had a good relationship with Australia, one of our partners and allies for generations, for decades. I would imagine he has the same feeling. But also, listen, this is a different administration this time than it was the first time around, in large part because the media was more powerful then. Now they've just basically been crushed. So the first term, they had the cloud of Russia collusion. It was his first time being president. Now he sat out for 4 years. He has the knowledge, the wisdom, and discernment. He has to get certain things done because the way our system works over here is after 100 some odd days, these folks behind us are going to be worried about re-election, and they're not going to want to work with him. So he understood the window to get things accomplished, very finite. I would imagine if this bill gets passed in the next days and weeks, you're going to see a lot more work with foreign leaders, other nations to try to get some deals done.
So politicians are fickle in America as well. Who would have thought? We saw Elon Musk tweeting over the last 3 days. He is vehemently opposed to this bill. He doesn't see it as big or beautiful. He sees it as damaging for future industries. You would expect that from the boss of Tesla, and given what he's in. He has also threatened to really defund some Republican politicians. He's also looking at, said he's going to, run his own party. How serious are those threats, and how worried would Donald Trump be?
I mean, only Elon Musk can answer how serious the threats are. I don't think Donald Trump's
He's
worried.
got the money.
Well, of course he does, but money's not everything. It helps, but it's not everything in politics. You have to be authentic. You have to resonate with the people. Donald Trump was able to secure a massive landslide victory, winning all the swing states. And Elon was part of that. I mean, he did some great work on the campaign, did some great work in the government, exposing a lot of the fraud, waste, and abuse that have been, kind of wasting and misspending our tax dollars for decades. But if he wants to be on the outside of the administration, he can take a different tone as he starts to run Tesla again and realize, wait a minute, what are these bills and what are these policies doing to my business? So he's well within his rights to be angry. But the fact is, Donald Trump is the MAGA movement. He is the president of the United States. And this is another example, though, when Elon came in, everyone said, wait a minute, Elon Musk is just going to be best friends with Donald Trump, and Donald Trump's going to give him all the subsidies and prop up Tesla.
Yeah.
And it's another piece of evidence that shows Donald Trump can't be bought. Doesn't matter by whom.
Well, he's transactional, and he proves that time and time again. I think with what he's done in Iran, everyone thought he was becoming isolationist. He's turned that on its head,
Sure.
but he is transactional. I think the question, more than a week on now from those strikes, is that why was it in America's interest? We get the nuclear bomb that could have been formulated quite quickly, but his MAGA base is split about whether they want him to get involved there, also on Israel. So what was in America's interest to do that?
Well, a couple things. First of all, Donald Trump is MAGA. It's his movement. So what he says it is, it is. Second of all, they really weren't that...
Yeah, but he listens to what the conservative base says. When Tucker Carlson and...
Yeah, but 92% of Republicans did not want Iran to get a nuclear weapon, and 92% of MAGA voters thought what he did was the right thing. It wasn't really all that split. There were some loud voices who disagreed, but again, no one voted for Tucker. I like Tucker. He's a friend of mine. They voted for Donald Trump and his policies. The first time around, they thought if he moved the embassy to Jerusalem and Israel, the region would devolve into chaos. If he took out Soleimani, everything was going to fall apart. Instead, peace broke out in the Middle East, and he had Abraham Accords. So yes, he doesn't want nuclear Iran. Neither does anybody else in that region. And if you can somehow build peace in that region, I mean, the sky's the limit for the people there. He understands that. Yeah. Again, he doesn't like war. He likes peace. And to what end he can make that happen, he'll do it.
Well, peace is a stretch at the moment. There's a ceasefire, and it is holding.
Yep.
But I get your point on that, Hogan. You've got a back catalogue, an impressive career. You used to be a journalist, you tell me. Yeah. So you're putting up with these conditions to be here under this tent in a very rainy DC, and I appreciate you for doing that. Really great to see you.
Thank you very much. Absolutely.
Great to have you on the program.
Sure.
Thank you.